Hello, guys. It's good to be back with you again. Happy New Year. I hope you guys are, you guys have resumed. The Ozu is back on. So, but no worries. God will help us. So, I want to talk about something very, very serious, something deeply worrying to me right now. I discovered that from January 1st, some people have started adding money to whatever it is that they are selling. The dollar and naira exchange is still the same as it was December last year. In fact, by now, fuel is about 750, 780, 800 per liter. 800 per liter. We started from 1,100. 800 per liter, and you are adding money to whatever you are selling. And now I discovered that the reason why they are doing it is because they want to outsmart the tax law. Let me tell you, you cannot outsmart thief. These people are thief. You can't outsmart them. They already knew that Nigerians will come up with this kind of way. They already knew. The last time I talked about tax law, I didn't want to break it down to the bone because I just didn't want to, scare people. But the truth of the matter is, according to their law that I have here with me, if you make 800 naira turnover in your personal account, we'll talk about personal account first. If you make 800 naira, fine, they will not charge you anything. If you surpass that 800 naira, all the way to 2.2 million naira, that is the amount of money that has entered your account in 12 months, they will charge you 15%. Now, if that money should get to 13 million naira, I need you guys to understand something. If you live in Lagos State, especially if you live on the island, you need to work so hard that your turnover in your personal account has to surpass 13 million naira. I have to be honest with you. If you live on the island, your turnover must surpass 30 million for you to be able to pay for all your bills. If you are not living in your own home, you are renting a house, your turnover has to hit 13 million for you to be able to pay rent here on the island. If you now have children, you are done. School fees, feeding, all other things combined. So, back to my point, if your turnover in 1 year is 13 million naira and above, guess what your tax is? 21% of that 30 million. Can you calculate how much 21% is of 30 million? Not 5%, not 10%, 21%. Now, here is the foolishness. Let's say your normal turnover in 12 months, let's say normally it should be around 9 million. You now started charging people extra 7.5%, extra 15%, extra 25% to be able to escape the tax that you will pay to Tinubu, because it's Tinubu that will collect it. It's federal. So if you are trying to outsmart the government and you are adding all these extra charges, what you are doing is you are doing yourself. You are making more money for the government. Because let's say your turnover is supposed to be 9 million. You now started adding all these charges and your turnover now hits 13 million in 12 months. And your capacity is actually 9 million, but you started overcharging people for tax. Now hit 13 million. You just enter the VIP of tax. There is no tax break. The more you make money, the more your tax increases. That is what it is here in Nigeria right now. There is no tax breaks for the rich. So if your turnover hits 13 million, they are charging you 21%. So what you are just doing, you are just laboring, and you will lose many customers, by the way. Because if you are overcharging and that guy over there is charging normal, people will leave. They'll go to that guy, like someone like me. If you want to kill me with overcharge, I will just move to the next guy. I don't argue. These days, I don't argue. If I feel like I can't afford you, I move to the next one. That is the way I run my life. So if your capacity is 9 million, you started charging people, overcharging people, your capacity now enter 13 million, you will be charged 21% instead of 18%. Because if your turnover is 9 million, you'll be charged 18%. If your turnover is 21 million and above, if your turnover is 13 million and above, you'll be charged 21%. Now, imagine if your turnover normally in a year is 13 million. You overcharge people, your turnover now enter 25 million. You will be charged 23% of 25 million. So, and you know that 25 million is not your money. So apart from the fact that you have lost customers, you are now making money for the government. Money that you will not see. These people are not paying any subsidy for anybody again. No subsidy for anybody. No health care, no good education, no security, nothing. As at New Year Day, where people are shouting Happy New Year, I see here that they kill 42 people in which state is that? I can't even remember right now. And they kidnap some people. No security. So you are trying to make money for the government. To me, that's foolishness. If your capacity happens to be 25 million for the VIPs among us, your capacity, that's your personal income. I'm not talking about the money you are, material money, like your capacity, your personal income. Let's say it's supposed to be 25 million naira in 1 year. Because you are now charging people extra money, 7.5, 25%, 15%. Your capacity now enter 50 million. You just put yourself for the VVVIP of government. VVVIP of government, that is where you don't enter so. Which means that government will charge you 25%. 25% of 50 million. I better sit down and calculate and make see how much it be. 25% of 50 million of your personal income. Is that not too much? So you are making money for the government. You just they work, you dey labor for Tinubu. That is what it means. You can imagine a situation where on even that 2.2 million, which is not even enough for anybody living on the island here, to be honest with you. If your personal income in a year is 2.2 million, that means your house rent has to be 200,000 naira. Because that 2 million goes for transportation and then it goes for feeding. I won't talk too much here. If your total personal income in a year is 2.2 million, that means you are poor. Imagine someone who is paying 200,000 for a house. That means you are either living in a BQ or you are living in a shank or in a shack or in a kiosk for 200k in a year for a house. That means where you are living is actually terrible. And what am I talking about here? That means 2.2 million is a very small amount of money. We shouldn't even be talking about it. That doesn't even make you rich. That doesn't even make you comfortable. Not in this Lagos. I don't know about Samfara or Sokoto, all those kind of places in Moniya or your state. I don't know about those ones. But Lagos State, 2.2. What is 2.2? How will you be able to pay your rent? How will you be able, if you now have children, you are gone. Your own don't meet you with that for 2.2. Now, with that 2.2, they will charge you 15% of your tax. Meaning that right now, the government they forced us to actually be banking, to be using electronic transfer, to try and move away from cash. They try to make it a cashless society. So which means about 100 million adults or 90 million adults are running accounts in banks. I'm talking about active accounts. Let's even say 50 million. Let's even assume that 50 million accounts in banks are active, which means day-to-day activities is going in that account. You are transferring money, you are receiving. So let's calculate it now. If let's say majority of those 50 million, their personal account turnover in a year is 2.2 million, which means they will deduct 15%, right? That means 330,000 times 50 million people that they are going to tax. I'm just using this as an example. Automatically, government will make 16.5 trillion naira in a year for people from people who are poor. From people who are poor, government will make 16.5 trillion naira from people who are poor. Why do you want to make money for government? This government is doing nothing for you. What we should be doing, I didn't talk about company account now. I've explained that one in my previous video. How they will even tax you for developmental levy if they see you as a big boy. So I'm not even talking about that one right now. I'm talking about a personal account for those who think they are smart. What we should be doing right now, you see, it's not just Tinubu that made this thing into law. The House of Rep, they voted on it. The Senator, they approved it. Tinubu signed it. So your senator, your House of Reps, you know their house in their locality. Why not we go and sit on their gates and protest? We should be sitting on their gates, their family house, their papa house, their mama house, in our community here because they are representing us. We should be sitting at their gates protesting. How could you have passed this thing into law? That should have been our next agenda. We don't need to dey match go Aso Rock. We should hold these people, all these small, small people, accountable. Most of them are even young. That's even the shocking part of it. They are still young. They know what it is in the community, how hard it is to survive. And they put this thing into law. They voted this thing in. The senators, they passed it. They approved it. We know their house in our community. We know where they stay. We know their mama house. We know their papa house. Instead, where we go to suffer ourselves like this, you want to charge person extra money because you want to evade the tax. You want to be charging people extra. So you are doing yourself. Because if you do it to somebody, when that person too renders his services out or he sells his own things too, he will also have the same thing. At the end of it, survive again. We are just shooting ourselves in the foot. What am I saying? We are shooting ourselves in the ass. Where our hand no go reach. Because if you do it to me, I will do it also to another guy. And that guy too will do it to other people. So before you know now, everything will be too expensive. Maybe we are even happy that fuel is going down small, small. The result, I believe that if it continues, if the trend keeps going down, I believe that the result will start showing in the next 3-4 months now. That is by March, April. We should see things, inflation should have gone down by then because fuel will even be cheaper by then. In the next 6 months, fuel will be so cheap. Let me tell you why. Trump has taken over Venezuela. Venezuela has the largest oil reserve in the entire world. So if America runs that oil, which is what Trump wants to do, and he's not even hiding it. So if America runs that oil and is well run, that means that there will be more supply of oil in the market. If there are more supply of oil in the market, fuel will be cheaper. Maybe we'll be buying fuel 500 naira by then. So things will be cheaper in this country. So why do you now want to make this harder? You know the way forward. Why do you want to make this harder? Because if you charge me extra money for something that I know that is 5,000, if I go to buy tomato, 5,000, and that market woman is telling me that she wants to add 15% tax to it, 50% tax to it makes it maybe 5,750. And some people will tell you that their own tax is 21%, maybe 1,000 naira extra. So tomato that I'm supposed to buy for 5,000, I ended up buying that tomato for 6,000. I bet what they do? They do myself. We are doing ourselves. That shouldn't be the way forward. So this is my warning to the people who are thinking that they want to outsmart these things. We should be organized by now. You know, your local government has House of Rep. We have senators on our local government. Go and check the name of that guy. Go to his house. Go to his estate. Go queue for the estate gate. How could you let this happen? That should be the question we should be asking. We know say Tinubu no believe say people poor. Leave am first. Let's talk about the real deal here. The people that pass this nonsense into law, Tinubu cannot do law on his own. So please, let's be focused. I want us to be focused. It is so key and important for us to be focused. So that's my take for now. Please, if you are thinking of doing this thing, please stop. Don't even try it. What you should do as a businessman is to open a company account. When you open a company account, do you understand? Open a company account, let it run. The threshold for a company is that if your turnover passes, if it surpasses 100 million. So those small money where they come your hand, they push onto your company account. So when you need to use it, then you push it to your personal account and you label the remarks personal transfer. Just label the remark personal transfer, because that means you are moving money from your account to another account, not that somebody is paying you. That should be what you should do. Not trying to outsmart and trying to be, you want to put everybody in trouble. You just jeopardize this country for no reason. Where we want to go, everywhere is already see, inflation is everywhere. Everywhere, people they complain, people they buy it up and down. So what you should do is to open a company account and make sure that you maintain your company account so that the threshold will not surpass 100 million, rather than trying to do this nonsense that you are planning to do. So that's my take for today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to our channel. Please like and subscribe, because I want to really grow my channel. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.